going to be outgoing anymore. All right. So we want to pull this icon, which is coming from our ingredient data. So what happens if I just start typing in, oops, where did it, oh no. Okay, ingredient dot icon? No. Hang on. Okay, so this is ingredient data that we have passed through, which is what we want. But we want to pull from above it, which is the item. Oh, how do we do that? Because the ingredient data is inheriting from item, which is like it extends item. So it does have an icon, but it's above it, which means we can't do like ingredient data dot icon because it's actually item dot icon. So now I got to figure out how I can get that. Shoot. How do I do this? Okay. Oh, it is being called. All right, so I can call it in this function. For some reason, I can't. Oh, that's why. I need to add my class here. Now it should work. Ingredient dot icon. Yes! Hooray! Whoops. Texture 2D can, oh no. All right. So we have, this issue is that our image type here for our brew slot is different than our ingredient. Where'd it go? So our item is a texture 2D. Where is it? Oh. So we need to, can I just go in here and change this to change type? Can I just do texture 2D? No? Ah. All right, shoot, that's not gonna work, but somehow we updated our item. Like this is being updated by the resource as well. And this probably has a different, this is also a texture rect and not a texture 2D. So I just need to figure out what I did to update this. So item image, texture rect equals slot default. Item, that's what I gotta do. Okay, so I need to add, so it's, the texture rec has a texture variable inside the texture rec, which is this guy here. So that's what I need to put the icon on. So we just need to add another, oh, hang on, where'd it go? Cauldron handler. We need to do ingredient dot texture. Oh wait, no. This is backwards. Item image dot texture equals ingredient. There we go. Hooray! It's always nice when something works out. So let's just see if this works and doesn't break things. Nope, it didn't work. Oh, because we don't have anything telling. So it starts out that this texture is turned off. So we don't have anything that's telling it to turn back on. So in here, where do we want to put this? Oops, that's a brew slot. What I'm trying to think is, do I want to add this as like a function inside our brew slot UI, or just add it inside our cauldron handler? I feel like I don't want to like handle too many variables of children inside its parent. Like I would rather that the parent just calls those functions inside the children, so that way we can build stuff more modularly. But I don't, for this one, so I'd have to add a function in order for it to get called, which would be like, okay, if this empty variable changes, then that would like turn the image on and off. I'm not sure how I want to do this, because I think if I just go brew slot 1 item image visible, oops, equals true, I think this will work, but I don't think this is how I want to code it. Yes. All right. So that worked. And now if we do this, it's just going to replace it. Yep. Okay. Maybe we can put this inside the if statements, because it's gonna update the brew slots every time we add something. And then like if we clear the ingredients, that will also, oh wait, if we clear the ingredients, we also want this to be updated. So is that going to do it? Update buttons, update UI slots. Selected ingredients, clear. Yeah, so I don't think that's going to work, because inside we're going to have to put something inside the clear ingredients. Because I bet you right now, if we run this, I add an ingredient and then I hit the clear button, it's not going to do anything. It's still going to stay in here. Yep. Okay. It's kind of crazy how this one seemingly simple little UI thing is actually really complicated. So, don't underestimate games that are like having this really simple UI that it's like an easy thing to code. Because basically what I'm trying to do here is I want it to be really player friendly. Like I don't want anybody to have to be like writing down notes on a notepad, and I don't want them to have to be like reading a bunch of text either in the game. Like I want this to be more visually intuitive, which means this is getting complicated. All right, let's go back to our update brew slots. So the reason why I do need to handle some of this insider cauldron function is because each of these brew slots are sharing. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Each of these brew slots are sharing the same scripting, so I can't put Like the fact that like, oh, brew slot 1 is empty, brew slot 2 is not empty or whatever. I can't put that in here because they're all sharing the same script. So I do have to put that in the cauldron. But what if I do... What if I do something like this instead? What if I do function contain function container. Let's see. So I'm trying to figure out how to pass the ingredient information through to this script. Function, what should I call this so that it's apparent to me? Function fill, let's call it fill. No, let's just do update slot. No, because so we're gonna need a function for emptying it and filling it. Because if I want to pass the ingredient data through, that's not going to work for emptying it because there won't be any ingredient data to pass through. So we're going to have a function fill slot and a function empty slot. And in here, we're going to want to do ingredient data. So in our cauldron handler, we're gonna let's see. So this part here, we're gonna handle inside our function. So we'll go brew slot 1, and then we'll call fill. Nope. Brew slot 1. Oh, we can't call it right now because our script isn't able to save since it wasn't working. So now if we do fill slot ingredient. All right, so if our brew slot 1 is empty, then it will call this fill slot function inside our brew slot script. So now what I want to do is I'm just gonna put a, I don't know if I need this fail safe. I was thinking I wanted to put a fail safe of adding empty equals true in our ready function. I'm not sure that we need that because this is defined in this variable here, but what if I just do, okay, variable empty equals bool. So then we'll do empty equals true. Okay. So now we'll do empty equals false. And item image visible equals true. And item image, let's see. So we want texture equals ingredient icon. I think this is what we want. And then for empty slot, we'll do empty equals true. Item image visible equals false. And we don't need to mess with the item image texture in that function because it's not turned on anyway. Okay. So now if we go back to our script here, So let's just make sure that works real quick. Cool. And that didn't work this time because there's a function, like it will only add it to that if this is empty. Okay. So if brew slot 1 is empty, then fill the slot. So now what we want to do is that, like, okay, if it's not empty, then we go to the next slot, right? So I think we want to do an elif here, else if brew slot 2 is empty. Ugh, I can't spell true. It's not that hard. It's 4 letters. Brew slot 2, fill slot ingredient. Let's try that, see if that works. Huzzah! Yes! I love it when we have these tiny little successes. It's just little dopamine hits all day long. Okay, and then we'll have another elif, brew slot 3 empty equals true, brew slot 3 fill slots ingredient. Okay. Now we'll have to buy an ingredient to test that out, but so we'll just purchase this little guy. Boom, boom, boom. Yay! All right, so now we need to make it so that the clear button will actually remove those. And I don't think I'm going to bother with, like, allowing the player to, oh, but I don't want to clear it. I just want to take one out. Since there's only, like, there's a maximum of 3 ingredients anyway, I think it's, like, not that big of a deal to just add your 3 ingredients again if you need to. But, you know, we'll see how that goes whenever I get player feedback. If that's a big nuisance, then we'll take care of it then. All right, so now on clear button pressed, we are going to need to, like, call the empty slot on all 3 of these. Unless I, like, make a variable that includes all 3. I'm not sure that's worth, like, at that point it's like, oh, 2 lines versus 3. So let's just do, we're gonna put it inside this clear ingredients, and we'll do brew slot 1 empty slots, brew slot 2 empty slot, brew slot 3 empty slot. And let me double check. Empty equals true, item image is false. All right, check that out. Yay, it works. And now, yes. Okay, cool. So now every time we add and clear, it updates. Awesome. All right, so that works. That's all we needed to do for that. Honestly, that was a pretty low lift, because I'm just I haven't, like I said, I haven't really touched the coding aspect of my project in a couple of weeks, and took me a minute to sort of catch up on that. But yeah, I guess you guys aren't going to see most of my fumbling around anyway, because later I'm going to edit out the section where I had echoey audio, because that's not going to be any good. Nobody's going to want to watch that. But yeah, most of the important stuff was happening after I figured that out, or not figured that out, was told that. Okay, so now we want to, this is going to be a little trickier, to get our slot to show us, like, what the expected result is. This is going to be, I may not get this done today, but we'll get started on it. Because so that was just like a purely visual thing. The way we're gonna have to script this slot here to give us a visual indicator of the expected result is that we're gonna have to call our entire like data system in order to update this properly, because right now we have a system that records the things that the player has discovered, because we have, let's see, we do have new, or let's see, discovered. Okay, so we have this recipe discovered scene, and this little window only pops up when the game detects that the player is creating a potion for the first time. But it doesn't pop up when we are making a questionable liquid, because like that's not exciting, because anytime you make a combination that doesn't work, it gives you a questionable liquid, and the player doesn't want like, ooh, new recipe discovered, questionable liquid of this combination. We don't care about that. We are going to want to have little indicators to tell the player like, hey, if this doesn't pop up and you didn't know what the anticipated result was, by the way, you just got a questionable liquid put in your inventory, but we're going to worry about that later. So in here we have, I think this is just going to be handling our UI. Yeah, so this is just controlling like the animation of it popping up, how long it is on screen, and then automatically hiding it. So that's not going to be in here. This is purely the UI. But this, oh my gosh, my cat just did a squeaky little snore, and it was the cutest thing ever. But I was like, what is that noise? But this is being told to show up. So something, okay, so it's this here. Events, recipe discovered. So this is in our global script, that any other script can call. But we're gonna just search for this recipe discovered and find out where I put it. All right, so this is in our global, and that's just a handler to like talk to other scripts. So the actual code is not in there. So it's going to be recipe discovered emit. Recipe window. Why is okay. Why is this called recipe window? Why? Okay, this is our okay, so here's where our discovered recipes will show up, and I guess I must have called it from this instead of like the page where we're brewing, which can work okay. I don't think I want to change it right now, because I think this is what's handling like whether or not you've found this recipe, so I think that's okay if it still comes from here. So let's see, okay, on potions brewed, if is questionable, if discovered potions has potion, discovered potions append, add recipe slot, recipe discovered. Okay. All right, yeah, so when we hit the brew button, which this should be listening to our cauldron, events, potion brewed, connect on potions brewed. Let's double check. Yeah. So our cauldron script is sending this signal to the rest of our game. Hey, you brewed a potion. Here's what the potion is. It was one potion. Is it questionable? Yes or no? I don't remember what this override value does. So that's a mystery. But we'll worry about that if a problem arises from it. Okay. So when a potion is brewed, then it looks for whether or not it's been discovered. But what we want is for the cauldron to know whether or not something has been discovered before we hit the brew button. We want it to update based on ingredients being added. But since we don't, so another thing I wanted to do is like, I don't want players to try a million different combos and like, oh, do I brew one potion, or do I brew one ingredient? Do I brew two ingredients? Do I brew three ingredients? So the way I have it set up right now is that you can't click the brew button unless you have three ingredients in the pot. So now you can brew it. That gave us a questionable liquid. You can see my output here and the fact that this didn't pop up. So now we have our questionable liquid here. There you go. You can have a questionable liquid. So because of that, at least for now, assuming I don't want to change that, you know, things can always change later, but this is why we got to write our code in a way that we can go back and look at it. Assuming we want it to stay that way, we can make it so that the output image is like, we don't have this right now. I'm just going to have like a little question mark thing in there because it's like, oh, we don't know what this is. So it's just going to stay as like a question mark until you have three ingredients in. And then once you have three ingredients, now it'll check whether that is a known result or an unknown result. Ooh, but here's the tricky thing. Questionable liquid is, the way I have this coded is questionable liquid is not a specific recipe. This is just something that gives you a result of questionable liquid if you didn't make an actual recipe. But I don't think I have it set up to where different combinations of questionable liquid are like discoverable, because I want the player to know if the ingredients they're trying to mix together, if they know it's already going to be a questionable liquid, I want them to have the feedback of like, hey, you've already tried this. Like, it'll be an unknown icon if you haven't tried this combination before. But if you've tried this combination and it gave you a questionable liquid, then I want you to know that it was a questionable liquid so that you don't accidentally try it again. But I don't have a system set up right now where the game can track whether or not you have tried that combination before. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge. So I think maybe what my approach should be for the initial coding is it's just going to show the questionable liquid icon as soon as you have three ingredients on there. It's just going to show that. No, because all right, I'm thinking out loud here. So what I was going to say is I wanted to just show the questionable liquid icon if the player hasn't discovered something. But then if it does show that, then they're not going to try that recipe because they're going to be like, oh, it's just going to make me a questionable liquid. So I could just have it a question mark if it is a discoverable recipe and they haven't tried it yet. But then now the player is never going to accidentally make questionable liquid because they're going to know if something is going to be a real recipe or not. So how do I do this? Okay, for now, I'm gonna like, I'm just gonna make a real quick little icon to stub in here for like our undiscovered one. I'll make a nicer icon later, but for now I'm just gonna do like a little question mark Let's open up our... Oh wait, no, that's the actual image. I want the file. Did I put my... I think I put my Photoshop file in here. Potions. Where did I put my Photoshop file? Let's see if it shows up in my recent. Oh, you know what? I think my Photoshop file is on my laptop. Wait, no. It should be pushed because it's in my Godot project, so it should have been pushed to GitHub with. That's YouTube. Ah, but it's not going to show up as recent because I've never opened it on this computer. Poop. Okay. Let's try and find this again. You know what? It doesn't matter. We're just gonna... we have this icon. I'm just gonna make a question mark. We'll make it darker. Oops. Oh no. What happened? Question mark. And you can just be really huge. Maybe not that big. Or actually, that's just right. Turn you off. And we'll just save this as a temp. Oh, save as copy. We'll do... I'm just going to replace this later. So I will name it as the actual name that we'll want it. Oh, hello, somebody joined. You just need to make a dictionary of what the player tried already, and if it's not a recipe, give them that questionable liquid icon. Yes, that is a thing I could do. You are correct. The problem is, like, what happens when I have, like, 2,000 possible combinations? I don't want that dictionary to get too crazy big, but I might have to do what you suggested. Yeah. Let's see. Unknown potion. Okay. Because now we're going to have a resource that shows this unknown icon. So let's go into our potions. Let's see. Create new resource. We want potion data. Oh, that's not the right path, though. Fontail, that I'm going to double check. That might actually be what I had set up for the whether or not you've discovered a recipe. I might actually already have a dictionary. And I think because I wanted to avoid having like thousands of inputs in this dictionary, I had it default to questionable liquid if that combination didn't exist as a possibility in our dictionary. So that was the way that I was going about, like, not having a crazy amount of inputs. But if I want to do this where I am showing the player whether or not they can expect it to be a questionable liquid, I may have to do exactly what you're saying, which my concern is, like, how much is that going to bog down my game? If I have these, like, huge dictionaries, is that going to slow down the game? I don't know. This isn't going to be a very big game. It's just going to, like, so I'm probably over worried about that, but these are just, like, things that I'm trying to be mindful of, like, oh, is there a better way to do this? I'm not sure. Okay, so unknown results. And in here, wait, maybe I don't need this. Because this isn't actually a potion, but I do need to have the image. So I'm just going to make this for now. potions. We will drag this in. Oh, wait. Where? Ah, icon. We don't really need a name on this because we're not actually going to show any text for this guy. So we'll just go ahead and save that. Okay. Just Google it. And Godot dictionaries are highly optimized and generally use very few resources. Okay. All right. So that may be what we want to do then. Let me figure out first what I did. Where, because I don't remember off the top of my head where I'm currently storing the data of like whether or not the player has discovered this recipe. Okay. I think I might, maybe it's in a, do I have a global script for this? Global potion book. Ah. They say arrays are more efficient, but I guess for a smaller game, it doesn't matter too much. Okay. Okay. Could I open folder, potions folder. What am I doing? Okay, function load all potions. So I have a directory here that opens the potions folder. Okay. I wrote this a while ago, so I'm just trying to remember what I did here. Okay, so I'm looking at this directory. If not the directory and file name ends with .tres, potions folder path join file name. If resource is potion data, all right, so, okay. If questionable liquid, I feel like, yeah. Like, what did I write here? I'm trying to write my code in such a way that I can remember it, but this was like a thing that I had to like look up. So I do, I go to Google sometimes. I go to the Godot like documentation, and sometimes I do like input code into ChatGPT just to like be like, hey, is there a better way to do this? And this might have been something that either I got from ChatGPT or from just like the Godot documentation, and I just like copied and pasted it because I didn't really understand what it was doing. So this naming here is just like this seems like very generic naming that I didn't like, oh yeah, this is what I need to do because I wasn't unfamiliar with this code. All right, so it's looking in this directory. So anytime I add like a new potion to my game, as long as I put it in this folder and it's like from the same resource, like the same potion data resource, which is what I should be doing, then the game will automatically detect that it is an available recipe. And then inside these recipes, I think is where I have determined, yeah. So inside these potion data is where I have told it like what the makeup of this potion is. So that's where it's getting the recipe, is from these potion datas. What I need to figure out now though is like how to tell it to display this unknown result if it's not any of these. So if questionable liquid exists, basically, here's what I'm trying to figure out. Potion by ID, questionable liquid.id equals questionable liquid. Okay. This is what I need to find. If potion how many other places did I put this in here? Get potion data. If potion by ID has potion ID, return potion ID. Okay, I will be back in a couple minutes. I have to go use the restroom. I don't have like a screen to put on here of like saying that I'll be back, but you know, there's only a few of you and nobody's like popping in. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. All right. this is uh this is more complicated than I was expecting it to be. But I think it'll be like the other thing, like the last thing we just tried to do started off complicated, and then once I remembered what I was coding, then I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay. This makes sense." So what I'm trying to find here is, where did I tell it that if it can't find the potion, um oh wait, hang on. Okay, so this is just to load the potions. This is not what's checking if the player just made this potion. So this is just what's holding the information, but I am probably going to need to add something here for this unknown result. So let's just for the sake of it right now, we're going to just add this, but we're going to do unknown results. Oops, and we'll have to add this as a variable too, because it's not going to know what this is. Unknown results equals unknown result. So we'll put this up here. Where did I... Ah, there we go. Export variable unknown result potion data. Okay. So that's not going to do anything right now. I'm just leaving that there for if I need to call this. I'm actually going to like add a comment on here though. May not need this. Leaving as available for now. I should probably comment on my stuff more often. Like, I think I use variables that are pretty self-explanatory, but leaving comments would not be a bad idea. Okay, so we figured out where it's calling everything. But now I need to figure out where I'm detecting whether or not it's in there. All right, so recipe discovered pop-up, recipe window, on potions brewed, discovered potions append. Discovered potions. Where's our discovered potions? Okay. So this is an array, which is, I guess, maybe what you were talking about, Fontail. Like, maybe I have been doing this as an array instead of a dictionary. All right, let's just see where all the places are that I'm calling this. That's... So apparently I'm storing this in an array. I don't know how well that's gonna work once I start adding like a save file to this game. I think I'm probably gonna have to store this in another like script somewhere, because anytime this script starts up, this discovered potions array is going to be empty. The only reason that it's currently working is because we're just like playing in one session. So I have a feeling this is something I'm going to have to separate out as soon as I want to actually add a save file, which obviously I'm going to want to do, but maybe I don't worry about that just yet. I haven't, that's something I've never coded. Like, this is the third time I've tried making a game, but in all cases, I've never actually addressed how to make a save file. So I have a feeling that that's going to be a pretty complicated thing that I'm hoping that I'm setting myself up for success for that, but I imagine there's going to be some stuff I have to change. Okay. But for now, this is what's storing our discovered potions, but I'm still trying to figure out if discovered potions has potion return. Discovered potions append potion. But I'm still not sure where, like, how is it knowing if I've tried this combination before? Where did I store that code? Oh my god. Recipe discovered. Emit. Let's check our cauldron script again on brew button pressed. If selected ingredient is empty. Ah, there it is. Potion book, get potion for mix. If potion equals null, consuming, wait. Ah, if potion is not equal to null, if is questionable. Okay, I think this is where we're going. So we need potion book, get potion for mix. There it is. Okay. So we have an array of our ingredient data, which is this. So this is a potion data. And inside the potion data, we have our array of ingredients that make up this potion. If potion matches the ingredients, so like if we put in the appropriate ingredients, then we want to brew that potion. If it doesn't match, then we want to return questionable liquid. But yeah, here's the tricky part. It's just, how do I... Okay. uh, how do I... So if it's not a potion that exists, it just automatically gives us questionable liquid, but it doesn't store that the data of the combination that we tried anywhere if it's not a real potion. Man, this is way harder than I thought it was going to be. Hmm. I may have to consult the chat GPT on this one for ideas on how I should go about this. Uh we'll shoot. Okay. Let's consult the chat GPT. What do I want to ask it? Okay, I need to tell it what we're trying to do for this bit. Let's see. I guess I'll bring this over here. Oh, so you guys can at least see it. Yes, I'm using AI. Oh no. Oh no, now you guys know I think you knew my name was Emily. um let's see. I want to show the player, and it knows a little bit about my project already, so I can probably just start typing this in and it'll kind of give me ideas. I want to show the player what the expected result is as they're adding ingredients to the cauldron. But if they've tried a combination before, and it returned either a known potion or a questionable liquid, they should see the appropriate, whatever, I don't care, appropriate icon in the box. If the player has never tried that combination before, whether it's a real potion or will return a questionable liquid, I want them to see an icon that represents unknown. The problem is I'm not currently storing every possible combination, so it will automatically give us a questionable liquid. But I don't want that to be visible unless visible if the player has never tried that combination before. How should we go about doing this? Not by pre-registering every possible field combo. The important distinction is recipe lookup can know the truth, but the UI should only reveal results the player has personally discovered. Add a brew history experiment log layer between the cauldron UI and recipe lookup. If brew history has tried combo, current combo, result equals get result for combo, current combo, show result icon, else show unknown icon. Then when the player actually brews, get result for combo, brew history, record combo. So you would not store every possible questionable liquid combo ahead of time. You only store combos after the player has brewed them. I like that. I think that could work. The key piece is normalizing the ingredient combo so order does not matter. Let's see. Example stored history. Variable tried combos. Dictionary. Okay. So Fontail, you were definitely right on the money. Sounds like best case is storing a dictionary. But yeah, I didn't want to store every possible combination. I mean, like right now it's not very many since there's only 9 ingredients, but someday that'll be a lot. But I think this is a good path where it's like it's only going to store the combinations that the player has already tried. Yeah, I think this is right. We're going to want to have a separate auto load because I don't really want to like store this in the cauldron thing, and then that might help me with whenever I do get around to making save files, that if I have this in a separate auto load instead of like inside our scene, that'll probably be easier to transfer to making a save file. Okay, so I think that's a good path forward, and that's what we should do. All right, let's go ahead and make a script. Brew history. Do I want to put a... I don't think this can be a class, right? I think it just has to stay a node, and then I change it in my project settings. Yeah. So we want that. Okay. So now we can just call brew history from our auto load. Okay. All right. So we're going to need function has tried combo and oops, and function record combo. All right, so those are going to be the functions that we want. I need to figure out how to make it, if there's a way so that my like Godot doesn't disappear when I'm alt tabbing on my other screen, because it looks pretty glitchy probably, but I'm like trying to keep tab on chat and make sure that nobody's talking, and because I don't want to miss out if somebody's saying something. Actually, you know what? I could probably just make my Ah, yes, there we go. I'm just gonna make my OBS take up half the screen and my oh no. Oh, okay. I just closed a dockable window. That's fine. I thought I just accidentally closed my stream. Okay. So we need to figure out how to store this. All right, let's set up our brew history script. I like this idea. Sometimes I need a little bit of help getting started on this stuff. Ooh, that's way more complicated than I was expecting. Normalize ingredient IDs. I don't know why it's telling me. Okay. Combo recorded. You know what's weird is that combo is the shortened version of combination, and there's not actually an O after the B. It's weird how that stuff happens. It should be combo. Combo. Oh, key string name. I don't think we're gonna want string name because I already have like localization set up in this game. And so that means we're going to want to call an ID, not a string name, because that string name will change based on what language it's in case I actually do want to make this in other languages. I just sort of got a jump start on making sure I was setting myself up for success. So I'm probably going to change that later, but I'm going to leave it there for now. Result, potion data. And then variable tried combo. So this is going to be our dictionary that we store where we've tried combos in. Yeah, again, we're not going to want... I don't think we want a string name, but we're going to leave that for now. What? What did I do wrong? Dictionary... Oh, string name. Like, what do you mean that doesn't know what string name is? Oh, because I spelled it wrong. Spelled it. Spelled. Okay. I don't know that normalize is the right word for this. Maybe we want check. We're going to name this check for now. Check ingredient IDs. Oops. Ingredients. Array. Ingredient data. String name. What did we, let's see, what did we do before? Potion counts, potion data. Maybe we do want that. I'm not sure. Maybe string name is okay. We'll find out. Variable IDs. Array. No, hang on. Where, I was just on it. Where did it go? Brew history. Potion book. No, not potion book. Cauldron. Okay. How are we checking? Potion book, get potion for mix. Potion book. Ingredient data. Potion data. Do. Potion ID string. Oh, right, because it's looking inside our assets folder, which that's not going to change. So that, like, even if I do localization on this, the names of these assets aren't going to change, but it's like inside here. So I have this name key and description key, and this is inside my localization files. And I tell it like, oh, if it's in English, put this name here. If it's in French, put this name here. So this might actually work. Arrays, string, oop. For ingredient data, ingredients, if ingredient equals null, continue. So it doesn't get stuck. We don't want it to get stuck on there. IDs, append string. Hopefully this might actually work because this is just storing IDs. So I don't think I actually care about any languages. This is just the code that's like checking if this particular thing has been looked at yet. So this might work. IDs sort. You know, I don't know. I should look up this function. I'm not familiar with this function. Will it? How do I? There's a way in my code somewhere to like. Here we go. Method array sort. Let's look this up. And this is the thing. If I'm ever using ChatGPT to help me like come up with a way to go about something, I don't want to just copy and paste it. I type it out specifically and I make changes as I go, and then I always want to make sure that I understand what I'm doing. Okay, so I've never used this function sort before. Sorts the array in ascending order. The final order is dependent on the less than comparison between elements. Okay, so this is like, all right, here's our numbers. Sort them, please. That makes sense. So it's going to start with the lowest and go to the highest. The sorting algorithm uses not stable. This means that equivalent elements such as 2 and 2.0 may have their order changed when calling. Okay, I don't think that's going to matter too much. Sorts the array using a custom callable. I don't think that's what we're doing. But our variable IDs array is a string. Is it going to be able to sort a string? I don't know. Okay. Return string name. Join IDs. I'm also not really sure what this does. So return the string name. Join. I want to look this up too. Oh. Oh. string join returns the concatenation. I don't even know what that word is. Concatenation. I'm gonna Google that right now. Concatenation. Concatenation is that
Concatenation.
Concatenation is the operation of joining two or more items such as text strings, arrays, or data sets into N to form a single continuous series. The term comes from the Latin word for chaining together and how it is. Okay, I mean, yeah, that makes sense, but it also makes sense that it's like specifically talking about programming, which is why I wouldn't have like heard that word in like regular English language. Okay. Returns a concatenation of parts elements with each element separated by the string, calling this method. This is the opposite of split. So variable fruits, apple, orange, pear, kiwi, print. Join fruits. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is just something that shows up in between our strings. So the way that we've coded it now, it's just going to show that. I don't know what that like vertical line is called. And I don't know what the word for that is, but it's just going to put that in between. So I do probably want to add a space if I didn't already. Because otherwise they're just going to be like, let's do that. So hopefully that should work. Why is it giving me an error? Return. Oh. String name. Okay. So we have in our has tried combo ingredients, array, ingredient, data. And this one we want to be a bool. Yeah, not all codes return, but I know, because we're still typing it, Godot. I appreciate your diligence, but sometimes you jump the gun a little too quickly. Variable. Let's see, did we do a combo key? So, okay, combo key. We're going to insinuate the type here. Check ingredient IDs. Ingredients. Return tried combos has combo key. Okay, check ingredient IDs. So if ingredient equals null appends. All right. So if it is appended to this array, then it should return a true. If it hasn't been tried, it should return a false. All right, so that's our has tried combo. Has tried combo key string name return tried combos has. I don't know if we need this like this, but let's give it a go. Okay. Function has tried combo key string name return tried combos has. What? Yeah, I think this is just redundant. Thanks, chat. This is why you can't rely on AI. It doesn't know what the fuck it's doing sometimes. I don't think we need that because we're already checking to see if this has tried the key. I don't think we need that, so we're going to leave that there. We also might not need this record combo because I think it's like being handled up there, but get results for combo. Function get result for combo. Ingredients. Oops. Oh, hang on. Ingredients. Get checking. Okay. Get result for combo. Okay. We actually do want this record combo because we haven't like added it to our combo recorded thing yet. So let's do ingredients. If result is not equal to null, or sorry, if result is equal to null. So we're just adding a failed safe here. And combo if a null result. But that's gonna, I think it's gonna be null if the potion doesn't exist for that, which is gonna be the case for anything that's a questionable. Oh wait, no. Because if it doesn't exist, then it defaults to questionable liquid. So it will still find a questionable liquid, which is what we want. Ingredients. Tried combos. Combo key equals result. Combo record. Oh, whoa. My hands moved apparently. Combo recorded. Emit. Combo key. End result. Why do not all code paths return a value? Wouldn't this... This is our... Oh, wait. Combo key... Variable combo key equals check ingredients, which returns a string name. And then combo recorded emit combo key result. Why would this not... All paths return a value. Is this because it's returning... Oh, I think this just needs to be void. I don't know why I put potion data there, because like it's not actually returning anything. So this is why I like to use this static typing though, where like I'm required to put in all of these things in here, because technically I don't have to write all of this, but it like makes me sure that I'm not gonna like mess up my code. Because in my first project that I was working on, I'll have to show you guys sometime. I did not, I was not aware of this beautiful thing called static typing, and so I didn't use it. And my project was a complete and total utter mess because I didn't know what I was doing. And then I went through the tutorial series with the YouTube channel Godot Game Lab. Adam has this great series. I'm definitely going to be shouting him out every opportunity that I have to shout him out, because man oh man, that guy like made my life so much easier, because this is where I like learned all this stuff from, was his channel. So yeah, if you haven't checked his stuff out, go to Godot Game Lab. It's very much like in-depth tutorials, not like a just a simple easy watch, but it's like, oh, here's literally how to make a game from scratch. And it's like he's got like 30 hours of content in each series. It's great. I love it. Okay. I guess we should maybe add a clear his I don't think we need a clear history, because we never want to empty this list. We always want it to be um available. Okay. I don't know if this is going to work. This is a lot of code that we're adding in that like we can't test right away. Like all this other stuff we've been doing, it's like, oh, I changed 2 lines of code and I can test it. But this is like, this is going to be a bigger deal. So we'll see how this goes. Um, Now I need to figure out where to call this. Probably in our cauldron handler. Or would it be inventory window? Not on ingredient selected. Add ingredient. Okay, so I think we're gonna need a new, or let's see, I have update brew slots. We're gonna want, uh, function update output result. We don't want ingredient though. We want potion data void. So we're gonna want to call this anytime an ingredient is added. So add ingredient. If not, can add ingredient. Selecting update buttons, update brew slots, and then update output results. Ooh, but yeah, so here's the tricky part, is like these other things It's like, okay, we add the ingredient to the cauldron and the brew slot just updates with the ingredient. But the output result can't do that because it's looking for a potion, not an ingredient. So the output result has to like run a calculation every time an ingredient is added to see if that's going to give us like to check what the result is going to be. So I'm not sure I can like pass anything through this. I think we just want to like call our global script inside this function is my best guess. I don't know. She says as her voice goes high pitched with question. All right. But we do want this to be, I think we want to return a potion data here. So we're not putting anything in this function, but I think, no, we're going to want it to be void because just like these, it's just updating. It's basically, all we want to do is update the texture. That's it. But this is like so complicated because we're trying to tell the game what texture to put in that slot. Like, this is wild how complicated this got. Okay. So, but we need to tell it like if there's less than 3 slots. Okay, so I think we can do if brew slot 3 empty equals true. That means that there's less than 3 ingredients put in there. I think I'm going to change this to output slot. I think that makes, oop. I think that makes more sense. So now let's find result. Yeah, okay, we gotta, I want to change the name of the actual item too. Rename. Oop. Now where else did I find it? Oh, update. Now that's okay to leave result in that update output result. Okay, cool. If all right, if brew slot 3 empty equals true, then output slot clear. And we'll put that, we'll give a output slot. Let's change this to clear, and then we can just do that. I think that's nicer than empty slot. And we'll also want output. Oops. Maybe I should tighten this up a bit. I don't know. We're going to leave it for now. Okay, so output slot, clear. If brew history has tried combo ingredients. I'm not sure this is the right... Is this the right variable? What does our selected ingredients do? Array, ingredient data. Can add ingredient. Return selected ingredients. Select ingredients. Okay, that should work because our selected ingredients appends something whenever we add an ingredient. Okay, if brew history has tried combo, selected ingredients. Results. Brew history. Get results for combo. Selected ingredients. Output slot. Would it set? Oh, we don't have a set. Okay, we want to do fill slot. Yeah, you know what? I think I like. Let's do because this makes sense for our slots, but let's just do set item. Set item. Just trying to keep things a little cleaner there. Set item. Result. Ooh. Oh, but that's only gonna because this one is looking for potion data. So we need to have a separate function. I still don't want to make like an entirely separate UI node for this because like look at how small this is. So we can totally just put it in here. But let's do, and we can use the same clear function, but let's see, function, we're going to do set potion ingredients data void. I don't think we really care about the empty bool. I don't think it matters for this one, since like the purpose of me adding that empty bool was so that the game could recognize whether or not one of those 3 slots already had an item in it, but it doesn't care about the result because the result's only listening to itself, so we can just leave that out. But we do want this item image visible equals true, item image texture equals but it's not going to be potion, it's going to be potion icon, I think. Okay, so let's go back to our set. What did I say? Set potion? Yeah, set potion result. Invalid argument for set potion. No, I changed it, guys. Did I? Set potion. Now! Bugger. There we go. Thank you, Godot. I shouldn't doubt you. Else output slot set unknown icon. Oops. Wait. Unknown. Unknown. I was like, I know I didn't spell that right. Okay. Set unknown icon. All right, so we need to function set unknown icon. So our unknown icon is still a potion data if I want to use that asset. Maybe I don't need to use that asset. I might not have to. Let's I could just, I suppose I would just put the unknown icon inside the brew slot UI. The thing is, I need to figure out how to. What if I just like add something in here? Brew slot. What if I add an export variable where I can just plug in this texture? Let's try that. Export variable unknown icon. Will that work? Oh. We're gonna comment you out for a second. Where did I get it? Texture. Can I add an export variable to a control? I don't actually know. I think I can add an export variable to anything, right? Didn't I do that to my alchemy shop? Yeah, this whole like dialogue, customer scene. Yeah. So that's not the issue. What did I do wrong here? Where's my brew slot? Okay. Well, I'm gonna put this up top. Now it shouldn't matter, but just for consistency's sake. Maybe I'm calling the wrong thing. Maybe I need texture 2D. Yeah, that's probably what the problem was. No. Herm. Oh, because that's why I was on my actual texture instead of this. So I want to add this assets. Where's my potions? Oh, no. I want the actual images. Potions. I may end up changing this later, but there we go. Okay, so now if we go into the brew slot script, we say item image.texture equals, I think, just unknown icon. Cool. Oh no. That looks like BG selected visible equals V. Oh, when did I accidentally change that? Oh, V. Okay, V. Well, all right, that's fine. I didn't mess that up. Okay. I feel like I'm still missing something. What did I... About slot, set unknown icon. All right, well, let's just give it a try. Oh, hi, Tomcat. Viz, hello. Oh, and tester, rtester40. I'm sorry, guys. I missed your chat. It's been so quiet in here that I I missed your chat. I haven't looked over there for a while, and I'm not seeing any timestamps, so I don't know how long ago you messaged me. Sorry. Okay, let's see if this works. It shouldn't crash our game. That much I'm feel certain of. Yeah, we needed a third ingredient, so okay. It's already not showing up here, so I think that's a bad sign. Okay. Well, that's a start. So it is showing up once we have 3 ingredients in there, but I want the player, like, I want it to show up as the player's adding ingredients. Even though it'll always be a question mark until we have 3 ingredients, because, like, you can't brew less than 3 ingredients. I think I still want it to show up. And yeah, don't worry, this is like, I just literally went into Photoshop and typed in a question mark. I'll have a much better icon than this later. But let's see what happens if I brew it and it's cleared. Okay, cool. All right. So that was way more successful than I was expecting on the first attempt. So I'm pretty happy about that. But we just need to make sure that the update output result gets called even when, like, oh, this is why. Okay, so I said that if the brew slot 3 is empty, then it returns clear. So I think maybe if I'm just going to comment this out, and I think it'll do what I want. Yes. Sweet. Okay. That's all it was. I just actually need to remove this. That's always great when I can actually put in less code than I need. Sweet. So that works. Now we just want to make sure that it will show us the expected results when we have something discovered. So I don't actually remember my own combinations off of the top of my head. I do remember that the clear water or still water. Yeah, still water is the cheapest one to make. So we glimmer cap, moon petal, and still water. So we glimmer cap, still water, shell. Okay, I'm gonna buy more of these because I'm gonna have to try it twice for it to work. So add ingredients, add ingredients, add ingredient. Oh, I didn't buy. Oh, I don't have enough money. Brew. Ta-da! New recipe discovered. Okay. So when I go over here now, you can see we don't have to add all these ingredients again. So if I'm like wanting to actually create this potion, it's easier for me to just like buy the ingredients. I may even like at some point add a little button here that's like purchase necessary ingredients so that you don't have to like go back here and be like, wait, what ingredients do I need? These are all like little quality of life things that I'll add at some point. But what I want to try right now is just seeing if this is going to give us the output result like I want it. So I just needed some money. We'll get our next character in here. No. That did not work. Because I want it to... It should be showing us that, like, I want this question mark to change to the potion we just discovered. So, that's not working. Now it's going to get a little messy. I really want to solve this problem before I stop streaming, but I'm getting hungry. And I think getting hungry is going to make it harder for me to code and think well. But I feel like we're really close. Either we're really close or we're actually really far. I don't think there's any in between there. It's like either I'm going to add one line of code or change one line of code and it's all going to work, or it's going to be like a much bigger project. But let's check out. It could be our brew history that's the problem. Because maybe we're not checking our brew history. Let's add in a print statement here for every time we check something. Print. What do we want to print? We want to print tried combos, I think. No. We want to print checking combo for ingredients. And then we'll have wait, where did that oh, this return string name. Join IDs. I don't know if we can just type in ingredients and if it will nicely list out an array for us. First of all, let's just make sure, like, we should be seeing a statement print every time we add like another ingredient. Checking combo for ingredients. Oh yeah, we should probably add. It's like giving me the actual resource number, but we can still see the name in there. All right, so it is checking a combo every time we add an ingredient. So that's good. But I'm going to do, how do I get this to, I don't remember how I get this to display the nice name instead of the actual resource number, but that's okay. All right, I'm just going to remove that because we already know that it's checking the ID. For ingredient, print combo added to list. I'm sure there's a nicer way to give us like a print statement that like actually separates out every ingredient data inside the array. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. This is just a temporary thing. I just want to make sure that it's running these functions properly. Function record combo. All right, let's just, oh, I'm still running my game. Let's just try this real quick. Let's purchase you. Comma added to list. Oh. It's adding a combo every time we add an ingredient, but I only want this to be called when we hit the brew button. So that's one problem. Where did we put this in? Has tried combo. Update output results. Oh, wait. That's it. That's okay, I think, because that's what's gonna show us. It'll just show us a question mark because it's not adding the combo until we hit the brew button. Okay. This is just a check. Yeah, we didn't append anything here, so that wasn't a good print statement for me to put there. Has tried combo. Check ingredient IDs. If ingredient ID IDs append, but it's still gonna be. All right, record combo. If result is null, try to record a brew combo with a null result. Did it give me this print statement when I tried something that I know is not a real potion? Let's see if that is part of it. No. Okay. Oh, right. Because it should be giving us questionable liquid. So that's right. This is just to keep us from crashing, but it should always default to questionable liquid. So I think it's not actually recording our combo here. If combo key equals check ingredient IDs, tried combos, combo key equals result, combo recorded, emit. Yeah, something is amiss. Tried combos is the potion data, which is what we want. Something is missing here. I'm afraid it's the this is more complicated than I thought aspect, not the oh, it's just one little line. Let's try print tried combos. Tried combos. This is probably going to print out every time we add a selected ingredient, which is what I don't want. I only want it to append if we've... No. Okay, it didn't. Brew. Okay, it didn't get triggered at all. Am I not calling record combo anywhere? I'm not. That would be your problem. Right there. Okay. So let's see. Record combo. Ingredients, ingredient data, and potion data. All right. So on brew button pushed, we want to have events. So I think we can just put it down here. Events. Oh wait, no, it's not events. It's brew history combo recorded. What do we need? Ingredients. Ooh, do we have, okay, so it should be selected ingredients and just potion. I think just potion. Whoops. Ah, that's it. I need to do record combo. Record combo. All right. This might work. I have hopes. Hooray! Yes, that works. Now we just need to try the same thing again. Oh my god, you guys. It worked. It was one line of code. Huzzah! I'm so excited. Yay! Okay, cool. That is awesome. Let me try, just make sure it's like, okay, clear this out, and then we'll just try, our moon petal is pretty cheap, so we'll try. Yes! Oh my god, it's so satisfying. Yay. All right, here you get this questionable liquid. And these questionable liquids show up. Oh, I dismissed her instead of offering it. Whoops. Questionable liquids will show up with the same icon, but at different slots because they have their values are based on the value of the ingredients that you put in it, so that you can't like accidentally lose a crap ton of money. This 8 looks like it's upside down. That's just a weird font, I guess, because it's definitely not. What if, all right, so we have Glimmer Cap, Moon Petal, and Stillwater Shell. This, I know this isn't the potion that this person wants, but we'll brew it. So we've got a real recipe. And then we'll have to start the next day because I'm out of ingredients now. Okay. So now I could just brew it from here. Well, let's see. Purchase. So I can just hit this batch brew button if I want to, like, actually this should clear if I don't have anything selected. Like when I go to this page, either this should show up as selected or this needs to clear. So that's a little like buggy thing. It's not buggy. It was a mistake, but I won't worry about that for now. But let's see. Oh my god, you guys, it works. Oh, I'm so happy. Yes. And at some point I'll have like a little, if you like hover over this, I'll probably have like a little pop-up that tells you the name of it in case like people don't remember the description, but yeah. Woo! Wow, what a day. That was a pretty deceivingly complicated thing that we had to add. But it worked. So I'm super happy about that. And on that note, I think that is the perfect stopping point for this stream. So yeah, thank you for stopping in. If you stopped in, thank you for watching now. If you're watching later, I do apologize for the beginning of this stream having the echoing audio. I'm just going to chop that off once the video processes to YouTube. So there will be a good, I don't know, I think it was like 30 minutes or so chunk missing. But the good news is you won't have missed much coding. It was mostly just me fumbling around trying to remember what I was doing in my game. So yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. And Until next time, stay foxy.